welcome back to Chevrolet Gaming. So today we're going to be working on a 1957 Chevy Bel Air. I found it at the junkyard. Hopefully we can get it all fixed up. It's going to take a minute to get it all fixed up, but we'll get it there. Okay, so I mean, it's pretty in bad shape, I would say, but we're going to have to fix it up. But we'll get it fixed just right. It's just a bunch of rust, and we definitely want to get some screenshots too. But other than that, like, I'm gonna be happy. But we just got a lot of fixing to do. That's all we can say. Alrighty. So I mean, we just, you know, when you look at the thing that's coming from the junkyard, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's, you know, too far gone. I don't think this one's too far gone. This one's savable. It just needs a lot of parts. And I think once you get all them parts, you know, it'll be okay. But everything that I'm seeing right here is pretty much rusted out. Like, the transmission's rusted out, brakes are rusted out. Like, pretty much everything on this thing is, like, gonna be either repair or definitely replace. And I'm thinking 9 times out of 10 when I've seen them this bad, it's just nothing but replace. That's all you can do, because everything's going to be rusted away. And it does kind of look that way, but some things you might be able to save them, but I don't know at this point. Because it seems like it's going to, you know, take a lot of work to get, you know, we're going to need all new bushings, and everything's going to need brand new everything, it seems like. So I believe performance for the motor, just because that's probably going to be easier to get than original parts, maybe. At least for this motor in particular. But once we get this whole motor, you know, rebuilt, I think I'm gonna, you know, just do performance for it. Performance for everything that we can, and then the brakes will be upgraded as well. If we can upgrade the back ones too, I cannot remember, you know, if we can do that, or if we have to get a conversion kit, or what we gotta do for that, because I want to get to where we have the same, you know, front and back, where I can just replace everything. But hopefully not, you know, hopefully it's not too much work to do that, but who knows. Alright, so I mean, it's gonna get repaired, hopefully. I mean, it's kind of all rusted out in like spots, and it's like there's bolts that are stuck in place. I didn't think that it would be this bad for shitting in the junkyard, but it's just bad. Like, there's nothing I can do to make it any better. Now, if I could, I would. I can't. The whole thing is pretty much just, you know, rusty. Everything's gotta be replaced. I don't think, besides like a few parts here and there, are gonna be repairable. But I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. I didn't think we would have this much rust, but you know, I guess I never really expected to find a vehicle so rusted out, at least in the suspension. The motor is kinda gotta be replaced, pretty much everything. I think, there might be a few parts, you know, savable, but I could just build it up performance and just, you know, then everything, I know everything's 100%, we ain't gonna worry about it. That's what I think we should do, but that's probably the best way to do it, is just repair what we can, and, you know, replace what we can't. But I think it's gonna be more replace than repair, I think, on this one. I think maybe the transmission might be salvageable, but if it's not, then I'm just doing performance. Everything's gonna be a performance, and we just ain't gonna fuss with anything. We're just gonna, you know, make it go fast, and that's pretty much it, because there's, you know, really no reason not to. I mean, I kinda wanna upgrade the brakes anyway, but kind of wanted to do that anyway, so it's like, if I'm going to upgrade the brakes, I might as well put power behind it, so it makes sense to, you know, upgrade the brakes, so that, you know, everything kind of makes sense. But who knows, I mean, the rear end's so rusted out. That was like, you know, I didn't think would be too bad, but it is. It's all rusted out, and of course we're just going to have to replace it probably. Well, it might be salvageable, I don't know. But we'll have to lift it the rest of the way up, and then, you know, tear everything out from underneath it. That should be the easy part, and then once it's all torn apart, hopefully it goes back together easy and gives me no headaches. But there is never no guarantees, I guess, on that. It should be okay though, but I and I highly doubt that everything's gonna go together okay without any issues. But I mean, the majority of it probably will, but, you know, tearing it apart is always your hardest part. But, you know, there's not that much left, really, if you think about it to take apart, because I've already taken apart pretty much the whole, you know, back end and everything. Everything is pretty much apart. The only thing I'm gonna do is tear it down to, like, where the whole, you know, motor wants to come out. Or we don't even have to take the motor out. We can just, you know, take the pieces off and then just leave the motor in the car. But I don't know why we would do that, but we could if we had to. But I don't really want to do it that way. I think the best way is going to be just, you know, tear it out, put it on the stand, tear it down, repair what we can, and then, you know, scrap off the rest. I mean, that's pretty much what we're going to have to do. Some of the front end components do look like they might be repairable, but how much of them are, I don't know. I just know the bushings are not going to be repairable, but you kind of know that going into it, I guess. You know, it's like certain things you know you can repair, but the bushings are going to be the baddest part of the whole thing. So I'm going to have to order more, probably. But besides that, it should be okay. I'm just hoping that, you know, when it comes time to go back together, nothing fights me too much. Because I'm hoping all the fighting happens now when I'm tearing it apart. Then that way when I get to put it together, you know, the fight's pretty much out of it. But who knows at this point if that will happen. Well, at least we got a lot of stuff kind of gonna be repaired. I think some of the rear end parts might be repaired, but we're gonna have to order some new bolts for sure. But I think that's majorly all we gotta order is like some bolts and bushings. I don't think we'll have to order anything like else beyond that. Maybe not though. I know the motor's gonna have to be upgraded. But other than that, I'm gonna be happy with whatever we gotta do. But performance motor isn't its future. I don't know what we're gonna do as far as that performance motor, because there's like, I think, different ones that I could build for this one in particular. But I'm not sure what I want to put in it. I mean, there's so many different motors, but who knows at this point what I want to put in there. I think we'll try to put the biggest upgraded motor I can think of to put in it. That's what I'm going to try and aim for. Other than that, I have no idea what we're going to put in it. It's just pretty much, the motor was pretty much gone. It looked like everything for the motor was mainly rusted out. I'm hoping that we can change that around, make everything ready to go and all fixed, but this is gonna take a minute. There's just a lot of parts for me to go repairing and replacing. It's gonna take me a minute, but there's not a whole lot left really to tear apart. The only thing that's left to tear apart is the motor, and then after that it's pretty much done. I mean, yeah, we could put that in there if we wanted to. I don't know if I want to build this one up or maybe build another one up. I'm not sure yet. But we might take the parts off this one. Maybe we'll, you know, put a supercharger on it. Who knows? That'd be pretty cool to do, I think. But I don't know if we're gonna go that route. I don't know. We're talking about a lot of money, and hopefully it fits, you know. I don't know if that's something I want to go down that road on, but we might. Just depends on if it will actually take it or not. I'll have to double check, but if it will take it, then yeah, that's probably what we'll build. But if not, you know, it's whatever. We'll build whatever came out of it. It's something we could probably do, I guess, right? Let's see. It might. I mean, it does say supercharger, so we could technically build one and throw it in there if we wanted to. Is that gonna be worth it though? Yeah, it might be in the end, because this motor is pretty much junk as it is, so there's not much we can do. The other thing is I can put this block on, which is still junk. Yeah, we might do the supercharger, I think that'd probably be good, but anywhere we go, the block was junk, and certain other parts were junk anyway, so I mean, we'll just make sure that we get the right one that we're going to build, and we'll throw it in there, because I think supercharger is going to be the way to go. this is the end of the video, so I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.